Okay. Hey guys. I came to talk to you guys real quick about this R. Kelly situation, y'all. I don't know what's going on or what the case may be, but right now there's this young lady. Her family is they came out to the media, letting everybody know that they feel that R. Kelly is holding their daughter hostage for some reason at, I guess, one of his guest house or whatever. But yeah, they're saying that he's holding her hostage, and they fear for her safety. They don't know what's going on. When they're speaking to her on the phone, they're getting bad vibes, and they're feeling like he's coaching her to say certain things when she's on the phone, I guess to keep her quiet. But we don't know yet. Nobody really knows what the situation is right now. And of course, everybody's taking it and running with it because this is R. Kelly. And this is not the first time he had a situation with a young girl that's being involved, even though she is of age, because from my understanding she's like 20, 21 or something like that. But he's still much older than her, so nobody understands or really know what's going on right now. So her family had, I guess, this little meeting or interview with TMZ, and they spoke out, and they had some other young lady, I'm not sure of her name, I didn't catch her name, but she had spoke and said that she had also lived in the house with R. Kelly, and she had known him for 3 years, and she said she wasn't liking what she was seeing, so she finally got up the courage to leave out of that house and get out of that situation, because from my understanding he had this whole house set up to where it's like almost like he's running a whole house. Okay, so it's like one room is just like, they're like guest rooms set up for the girls, I guess, to stay in, and then it was like one room where they do sexual acts in that one particular room. And I guess she wasn't liking what she was seeing and how things were flowing or whatever, and how the other girls were being treated, and she knew, I guess, what was going on in the house. Something was weird about it and something wasn't right, so she, got up that courage to go ahead and leave and get out of that situation the best way she could, and she did it. But yeah, and the other girl who family spoke out, they're saying that well, she got on TMZ and said that she's fine or whatever, but when the people asked her, where is she located, did she have other roommates, she didn't really want to speak on that. She didn't really have much to say. But my thing is, if your family is worried about you and feeling like you are in a dangerous situation, you need to let that be known, because now they're speaking out on this man, about a situation where they're not even sure if that's even the case. They don't know, but that's how they're feeling because you're not telling them anything. And it could be a situation where she just at a point in her life where she doesn't want to be bothered. She doesn't really want anyone to know where she's at or doing, because she just needs to get her thoughts together and herself, I guess, or trying to find herself or whatever the case may be. But when it's your mother and your father speaking to you and asking you these particular questions, because it's not that they are trying to, control you. They are just trying to make sure that you are okay. So when they're asking you, are you okay, where are you located, and whatever the case may be, you need to let that be known to them. It's not saying that you have to tell them every single detail of the situation, but if you're okay and you're not being held hostage and you're all right, you need to let that be known, because now they are out here having these interviews, and all over social media, and have people thinking, that R. Kelly is holding you hostage or hurting you or prompting you to say certain things to keep them out of his hair, when we don't know if that's true or not, because it could be the case. And if that's the case, you need help, because it doesn't matter how much money he has, it doesn't matter how famous he is, if he's hurting you and just holding you hostage, they're doing things that you really should not be doing and you really don't want to do, you need that help, and you need to let that be known. You don't need to be getting on TMZ or on social media telling everybody, oh yes, I'm alright, and then the next thing you know, you wound up dead or in a situation that you could have escaped, but you didn't want to because you was a little bit too scared to speak your mind. And again, that could be a hard situation, because if R. Kelly is doing these things to her, he could be sitting right there next to her and, you know, showing, you know, behind the, you know, camera, whatever, saying, you know, if you say this is that, you know, I'm going to do this to you or that to you. So that could be tough too, you know, trying to explain yourself, and she could be crying out for help, but nobody could be reading the signals. But like her family said, they know her and they just feel things are not right with her. The tone of her voice, her conversation, nothing is normal to them. So they are feeling like she is definitely in harm's way, and they are trying to speak out and trying to get that help that they can get, especially being that it's happening by someone that's well known and someone that's famous. So basically, right now, this is a tough situation, and this is the waiting game, because people are truly trying to figure out if R. Kelly is doing this to this young lady. So right now is the waiting game, and hopefully, I feel like they should try to get an interview with him, because he needs to speak out if he's not doing this stuff. He needs to let something be known, and if not, he needs to allow the cameras and everything into his home for them to check out the situation and investigate and do what they have to do to clear his name, so he won't be out here looking like this damn man that's just been this predator for years and years, and it's just right now is preying on all these young girls and holding them hostage and treating them like they're his puppets. Because he could be doing that, because, you know, back in his time, there were plenty of guys that were doing that to young women, tricking them off and stuff like that. So, you know, he come from back in the day, so you never know. He could really be doing this stuff, and people, and it's hard, you know, and she probably don't want to say it, because she can be like, oh, well, nobody's going to believe me because, hey, it's R. Kelly. But that don't matter. It doesn't matter who he is. If he's hurting you, you truly need to let that be known. But that's pretty much all I have when it comes to that. I just pray and hope that he really isn't doing this stuff to these girls, because if so, that would be very sad and unfortunate for him, and especially being that I like his music and stuff like that. So that's gonna be very disappointing, because one thing about it, I am truly against anyone that harms people, especially when it comes to sexual acts. I think it's really degrading and disgusting. So if you're sitting there forcing a woman to do something that she don't want to do, or treating them as if they're this type of dog on a leash, and you're training them to do things that are just disgusting, not this world, I can't rock with you. That's just like a child molester. I would never rock with a child molester. I don't care if you were my own family. If you're harming someone like that, I can't get down with you. So hopefully they find something out really soon, because everybody wants to know, and I truly want to know, because it's sad, and I really hope she's okay, as well as the other young ladies. I hope he is not really harming these girls in one of his homes. I hope it's just one of those situations where they're kind of like groupies, and they want to just be around him because of who he is, and they're just hanging out and having fun with him, and just being sexual and just doing adult things and just having fun. But I hope it's not the case where he's holding these girls hostages and like tricking them off and doing sexual acts and stuff, because there's a lot of sex trafficking going on, especially in Georgia, a lot that people does not know of, and no one for some reason speaks on it a lot in Georgia. But there is a lot of sex trafficking going on in Georgia, so you have to be very careful, guys, and always keep your eyes open. So that was all for tonight, and you guys have a good one and rest well. And that's what I'm about to do. That's why I'm in my bed clothes looking all crazy, hair wrapped up. But I will definitely see you guys in the next video, and I would like for you guys to comment and tell me what you think about the situation. And I definitely hope it gets resolved really soon, because this is not a play situation. This is something very serious. So you guys have a good night, and I will see you guys soon. Bye, babies.